exciting. One of them is me, and one of them is Brendan.
No, it's not. One of them isn't me.
One of them is Commander Root.
Hell yeah.
Commander Root. Hello.
That's my favourite.
Commander Root.
We're live, by the way, just so you all know.
Oh, okay, cool.
No one said anything incriminating in that time, but just so you know. Those damn SOBs.
Right.
All those kids are SOBs. What's the quote? I can't remember. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Gabbo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hey.
Oh, Gabbo.
Yeah. Welcome to Pokemon X and Y. We're joined by
Every time.
The first episode we recorded, I was like, this is such a shit intro, I'm not going to do it. And then I've done it every single time. My name is Brendan.
I'm Bianca.
And we're joined by
And I'm
Dom.
Hello.
Sorry.
Hello. I tried to beat you to the punch, but clearly it wasn't working out. We're off to a great start here.
As you can see by the title, I did mean to Google Gough Whitlam and Ferry at the same time just to see what happens, but I'm going to do it now. But
dangerously.
This is what we've been trying to do for ages. We're talking about furry bait today. I don't know if you even need more of an introduction than that, but we will do one.
I don't. Yeah, I think if you've clicked on this episode, you can see this is the furry episode, and it's furry with a capitalized F, which, I mean, makes it very clear that we're talking about not just things that are furry, but furries, and specifically, furry. Yeah, that furry.
Furry with an underline.
Yeah, furry. So we have assembled a bit of a slideshow, which has, I feel like, the top furry bait Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to say we have assembled a crack team of investigators.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
I mean, we've also sorry, that was a much better line. I wish I did say that. So we've actually assembled a crack team of investigators.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go through and we're going to talk about furries.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any more you want to do, or let's just. I've put in a first slide to set the scene. A bit of a meme. Oh yeah, it's on screen now.
Yes, it's true. This is a very emblematic of what we're talking about, and I also I don't know why people hate that.
It's also one of the first things I linked to you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is.
I hung on to it for this.
I don't know why people hate the ice cream Pokemon so much. I think it's cool.
I don't know why Voltorb's up there.
Yeah.
Three of those Pokemon are awesome. The clanky one, not so much.
Yeah.
How dare you talk shit about Clink Clank?
Yeah, Clink Clink is heaps hot.
It's just Magnemite times 2.
So
these household.
Hey. So there's some qualifiers. We need to set the scene a little bit about what we're actually talking about, which is what is furry bait. Dom? No, I can answer.
Sorry,
that was just a joke. So just to start things off, we're absolutely coming from a place of love. I know furries are like a super easy target on the internet, but that ain't us. I'm down to clown. I'm also like,
I'm down with the furry.
Yeah, I'm down with the furries. I also super love what are Insane Clown
Sonic
Posse
Fox?
fans? Yeah, Sonic Fox. Oh, I love Sonic Fox. He's such a red dude.
Yeah.
Love Sonic Fox.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
We all stand
You're
Sonic
talking
Fox in
about
this
juggalos.
Yes, I love juggalos.
Really? That's not where I was.
You,
Okay.
Do you know that one of the famous juggalos' daughter is a furry, and she has a fursuit?
Yeah, Violent J. This is where I was going. He has
These things I'm learning.
So Violent J, I think it's Violent J or Shaggy T Dope, either one of them. Their daughter is a furry, and they have a YouTube channel together where they expose dodgy fursuit makers. It's
like undercover,
Artists beware.
some ACA shit for furries.
yeah. Violent J is the Tracy Grimshaw of the Juggalo community. That's a fucking episode title right there.
Absolutely.
So with that out of the way, what is furry bait that we're talking about? Obviously we couldn't just include, like, we're not talking about just any sort of bipedal Pokemon that you might consider horny or not. I'm talking about ones that are specifically, like, it seems that they were purposefully, like, done in the typical sort of furry art style that people in the furry community tend to use, and is obviously bait and feels like it's very easily to sexualize. And if you Google, this will come into it a lot later, if you Google the suggestions, like, without any sort of addendum to it, you will find, like, porn of these Pokemon. All the images are safe for work, by the way, so don't worry too much.
Yes. But we did have to see them before we censored them. So.
Oh, don't worry. I'll have a bit to say later on. It got way too real for me. Is there anything else you guys wanted to say before we start? Your opening statements?
Yeah, can I? So the reason why I've been brought to the table, I suppose, is I'm probably the resident furry expert.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure exactly if I'd classify myself as a furry. I mean, I could, because I think a furry is just anyone that chooses to call themselves that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of qualifiers that the fandom will put on it, like you have to have a persona, you have to have a fursuit, you have to participate in the community.
You have to be a juggalo.
It's just... or the daughter of the famous juggler. But at the end of the day, it's really just about community. It's the same way as, like, you can call yourself a gamer as long as you appreciate the kind of subculture, and you don't even really have to appreciate the subculture. You can just call yourself a gamer. That's the bar to entry.
Yeah.
And yeah, so by virtue of that, I suppose I've spent the most time on furry websites, furry Twitter, very internet
Tumblr
stuff. A lot of Tumblr, but rest in peace Tumblr.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not so much anymore. That site is dead to me. But yeah, there's so regarding the furry bait thing. One thing I do want to clarify, I suppose, is there's a difference between. There's a weird multifaceted difference between furry bait furries and just people being way too into Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are people that certainly... So, furry, I suppose, is about representing yourself as an anthropomorphic animal. It's not so much wanting to sexualize an anthropomorphic animal, which is what most people see, even though that is a large facet of the fandom. But I think this is speaking from my own personal experience. It's about wanting to represent yourself as a certain character or a certain person online. Then a furry bait is specifically buying into that sexualized part. Is like these animals. Some people, these Pokemon, some people would say, "Oh, furries are really into them because they're somewhat anthropomorphic." When that's kind of true, but a lot of people even build their personas as Pokemon. That's not particularly uncommon, and that's simply from a standpoint of I want to represent myself like this online, not so much I want to have sex with Lucario or something. And then there are people that just love Pokemon porn and all that kind of crazy bullshit. Which, if you do, all power to you.
I'm a big believer in you should be able to do what you want as long as it doesn't hurt anyone. But I really don't want to see that in the first page of Google results. That's my one request. If I said, yeah, it's literally, which I think is reasonable.
I love that Lucario is the example that you used.
Oh, well, it's just the top of my head.
Yeah,
constantly.
He's the guy, right?
And that's kind of the point of this this slideshow. Thank you for clarifying that not all furries have anything to do with sexualization as well. I probably should have brought that up. There's this really, really good documentary that I recommend that I'll try to find the name of before the end of the show. If you want to have a good summary of what we're talking about, the delineation between the two sort of sides of furry culture.
The way I kind of always viewed furry is like any social movement. It's like punk. I always think that furry is like punk. Like people will dress up punky and like punk culture and act punky, and then they will most likely want to have sex with other punks or be in relationships with other punks. The same kind of thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
So basically, furries are the punks of our era.
Yeah, I think so. I think that they're incredibly cutting edge, and I think furry is a cutting edge subculture.
I also listened to
Thank you for listening to my TED talk.
I listened to an interview with Laura Grace from Against Me, and she was talking about the same thing with trans culture being like the new punk rock. I thought it was an interesting comparison. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Now we've gotten all that out of the way, we can talk about all the horny shit.
Yes. Like now that I've done all the silly gatekeeping stuff, let's just get into the bone.
I think you're anti-gatekeeping with what you just said. Appreciate you clarifying that, by the way.
That's right.
So obviously Lucario, hella shit. I feel like this is the best place to start, because I feel like we talked about in our last episode with Giratina, I feel like Lucario represented a shift, because it's the same Gen 4, into Pokemon looking very edgy and looking more like Digimon.
Yeah.
And it's also, I think, people associate furries with foxes first and foremost. Like, probably more than any animal. You may or may not agree.
Research.
I've been on the internet.
Okay.
I have a Tumblr account. I used to have a Tumblr account. But am I right in saying that furries are usually the first animals that I think a lot of people's personas are a lot of the time either based on foxes or dogs and that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
Most commonly.
Certainly these things come in trends. Like there was a big hyena trend recently. But yes, typically and historically, yeah, oh, of course. No, typically and historically, it's been foxes and wolves.
Wolves, yes.
Yeah, and then you get your big predators, your cats, your things like hyenas, dogs, and then all the other fun stuff underneath. But yeah, I think that history dates back to like pretty heavily on Disney.
Oh yeah.
Any 90s animated television. Very much a gateway drug, but okay.
Yeah.
Remember the Robin Hood movie? And I know you haven't watched Avatar at the moment, Dom. Because I fucking loved that movie as a kid, and I don't know anyone who didn't like that movie as a kid. There's The Fox and the Hound as well.
Yeah.
Just a lot of very attractive fox people were presented to us at young ages. It's almost like it had an effect on people.
I feel like the most underrated one is, what's his name? From Pinocchio. It's like John Foulfellow or Longfellow.
Jiminy Cricket.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
No, not Jiminy Cricket. I wouldn't be surprised. John Foulfellow? No.
I think I know the one you're talking about. Man, that scene in Pinocchio where they got turned into donkey, or that kid got turned into a donkey, fucked me right.
Oh yeah.
Like, that terrified me. I thought that was scary. I did not like Pinocchio as a kid. I thought the movie was very scary.
No, I must say I found the part with the whale much more scary. That was just...
yeah, that level is so awful.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
I like that Riku shows up in the middle of it, but he doesn't really do much.
So yeah, J. Wellington Foulfellow, or John, from Honest John, from Pinocchio. Very underrated.
I started writing... Okay, we're off on a... This has nothing to do with fucking Lucario, but fuck it. I started writing an article and didn't finish it about how kids' movies in our day and age, when we were kids, there seemed to be a lot of them where people are turned into something or turned into animals and stuff like that. For some reason, that was really, really terrifying as a kid. Maybe it's the idea of the permanence of it. When you're a kid and you have a full life ahead of you, and it's like, no, I have to live the rest of my life as a donkey. But I remember watching the Witches movie, which is an adaptation of Roald Dahl in year 4, and there's a scene where a kid gets turned into a rat. I remember a kid sitting next to me passed out.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I never seen that movie, but I used to love that book.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't as scary, I think, in book form. But to me, I used to think, like, because when they just made the animal be the character, like in the Robin Hood, Prince of Nottingham, whatever that movie was called, they were very clearly, they were just animals that could stand up on 2 legs and talk.
Yeah.
But when those kids in Pinocchio got turned into donkeys, they were very clearly supposed to be human kids that had been turned into a donkey form, and they didn't look right.
Yeah.
I feel like that makes it 100 times worse when it's like very clearly like, this wasn't even your final form. That's not how they were supposed to be. Like,
yeah, there's heaps of examples. Spirited Away does that. A bunch of things. Anyway,
any TMNT from the 90s?
I'm going to move on because I've changed slides for all those playing at home. So when I googled Lucario, no addendums.
yeah,
you might see the word TUH. That stands for time until horny, which is how far into the Google search until I found something sexual. So 7 columns down for Lucario, which is a lot more than I thought. But as soon as I got there, it was straight into the combination of inflation fetishes, and it just like exploded from that point on.
That's fun.
And also, the suggested keywords. So Google also pair words that people commonly search for as well.
The suggested thing.
Yeah. So number 1 was thick. Number 5 was fat. So apparently Lucario and being pregnant and inflation seem to pair up. I don't think that has anything to do with furry culture as much as it does with Lucario.
People will make art of literally anything.
Well, Lucario being sort of pushed as a mascot, I think as well, and for that reason it also gets pushed in terms of people fetish the fuck, you know what I'm trying to say, that thing. So I
know the word you're trying to say, but I'm not going to volunteer it because I don't know how to pronounce it either.
Fetishizing.
Yes, fetishizing.
Thank you, Dom.
Just don't think when you say it is how you get through it. So all these, the Pokemon that I've listed here, it is, they're there for the reasons that you think they're there. Also, I put Mega in there.
Why Lopunny?
Sorry, what was that?
Why Lopunny?
Oh, we'll fucking get to it.
Okay, yeah.
We'll
Because I don't understand it, but okay, we'll save that. We'll park that one for now. I'll come back to it.
I included Mega here because I thought it was funny that there is a Mega Lucario and it's the 6th option. Go on.
No, finish what you're saying, and then I'll touch on a few things about Lucario.
I was about to say, is there anything you guys want to say about Lucario?
Okay. So it might be easier to scroll back onto the previous slide.
No. No.
Okay. Because it's just a few things about its design that make it particularly noticeworthy in the furry fandom. Apart from the fact that it stands on 2 legs, looks fox-like, and in the anime has a can telepathically talk to some extent, depending on its trainer. Have you ever seen that movie that he features in?
No, I should.
One of the better Pokemon movies. Quite good. He speaks with his trainer. Just mind you, it's the only one past the 3rd one I've actually seen. So that tells you a lot. He's got shorts, and you can certainly do what you'd like with those shorts. Now, Whether or not they're his legs, but I've seen many
They're
analysis
shorts.
take artistic license with his
They're cool.
shorts.
They're cool lots.
Yeah. So he's both thick and shorty. He loves shorts. They're comfortable and easy to wear. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
And he has an hourglass figure. He also has those eyes. I think nearly all of them have these eyes. They're like triangles. They're the eyes that I used to draw as a kid who didn't know how to draw very well. A lot of these Pokemon are going to have them. I think this next one does, which is Incineroar. Which is a man with a cat head. Let's be real here.
I fucking love Incineroar. Just gonna put that out there because I love Incineroar. Thank you.
Decidua is also very good. And there's a lot of cross/art with Incineroar and Decidua, which makes a lot of sense. But I don't know if Decidua would fits into the furry community as much as Incineroar does, who is like the new poster child.
Yeah, you're right. Incineroar has definitely been the poster child of the most recent generation. I've seen Decidua stuff, but Incineroar outstrips it quite considerably.
So I had to include this image from the fucking Smash trailer. So it was 13 took 13 columns to get to some horny pics. And female was the first keyword, which I don't think is necessarily any. I think it's interesting people putting their take on trying to do a female Incineroar, especially given the attention that female pro wrestling has at the moment, which is a completely different story for
now
another
we
day.
segue on to Brendan's next favorite topic.
No, I don't have anything to say about pro wrestling tonight. But if you ask
tonight,
me,
I was about to say, don't end that sentence like that. I know that's a lie.
if you ask me on Twitter, I'll talk to you about it. But a lot of exaggerated muscle art with Incineroar. People just went fucking crazy with some drawing
muscles.
Yeah, with muscles. But he only has like a 6-pack. Well, not only, I don't have a 6-pack, or a 4-pack. But anyway. The next one is really need to talk about this one. Zangoose.
Odd choice. I mean, I've certainly seen plenty of Ferry art featuring Zangoose, but it was interesting that it ranked so highly on your list here.
Well, these aren't necessarily in any order, but it did need to get a mention. Definitely because it's this is the first. I remember Googling Zangoose at some point. I did it last week or the week before as well, but I remember doing it at uni, and it just so much porn of Zangoose came up, and I was like, I did not expect this of all the Pokemon. I was talking to my friend who's also we talk about furry culture a lot, and she was very distressed when I brought up the fact of Zangoose porn, and she said it's like the childhood friend you never thought of that way before, but in a bad way. She also said, I will kill everyone who is horny for Zangoose. So thank you for that, because I feel like
he's kind of got a bad boy attitude.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you didn't cotton on as much as I did, Dom, with Zangoose. I guess, but it is one of those Pokemon where it sort of had horniness thrust upon it. It's not necessarily I don't know. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Not innately horny like Incineroar and Lucario.
It's not. It's not pandering.
Exactly. Not like Pancham.
Also, it's a very no disrespect to Zangoose. Love Zangoose, but it's a very basic Pokemon.
Yeah, it's just someone definitely was I'm going to make a David Bowie Pokemon. They weren't I'm going to make a fucking horny ferret or whatever it is. Mongoose. That's it. So the reason I had this slide in here is because at this point when I was trying to put some stats together, I'd already seen way too much shit, and I was like, I'm not going to do this anymore. It got way too much.
Yeah.
I'm desensitized. Like, I did one search on Furry Affinity before I went on here, and that pales in comparison to what you can.
I saw Incineroar in some.
Pales in comparison.
I saw Incineroar in some very compromising positions that I didn't want to see. I was reading a feature this morning in on The Verge about content moderators for Facebook who look at the most fucked up shit, and I was like, "This is what I went through. This is I understand." It's not. That was just a joke. So the next one, big conversation around this one.
Okay. Do you remember when I cut in when we were talking about Incineroar and I said how much I loved Incineroar? I just want to make it abundantly clear that I really do not like Lopunny at all, or Buneary, or any of its fucking things. Same with Diggersby and any of those Pokemon. I think they look silly. And I don't like them. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for bringing Diggersby into it, but I have to.
What did Diggersby do?
They're all related. They've both got the big ears. Why are their ears so big? Why does it get bigger as it goes down? That's not how their ears work. Come on, guys.
I genuinely think Lopunny, they were actually going, like, trying to bait people. Genuinely, in my heart of hearts, is my opinion. Lopunny has some thick ass thighs and is posing in a sort of
like
typical
that.
pose of like that, like you would see in your classic hentais. It's also a rabbit, which I'm guessing is pretty popular in the
Does
pretty
anybody
common
else
for
remember fucking? Yeah, just want to bring up Who Framed Roger Rabbit because
yes, that
you
too.
know. Not that whatever her name was a rabbit, but
Jessica Rabbit.
I mean, Jessica Rabbit. Oh yeah, Jessica Rabbit.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
What about Lola Bunny?
sorry, that's who
Lola
I was
Bunny.
thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was. Wait, hang on. There was the real looking
Jessica
character. I
Rabbit.
need to Google her.
Jessica Rabbit
It's
is
Jessica
from
Rabbit.
yeah.
And she wasn't. Yeah, and then there was the other one.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm getting
Yeah.
confused.
Lola Bunny from Space Jam.
yes.
That's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, where baby's first horny animal.
Baby's first horn.
I did one Google search and second column has some raunchy
Oh yeah.
What, of Lola Bunny?
of Lola Bunny.
Oh, of Lola Bunny.
Even the
huh?
first.
Oh yeah, that doesn't take very long, does it?
No.
Hey guys, don't Google Lola Bunny.
I'm googling Lola Bunny. I think Lola Bunny is genuinely supposed to be sexualized, and that's the whole point. It's sort of weird in a kids' movie, but oh Jesus!
Yes, see what I mean?
Whoa! Put that down. Yeah, that didn't take long, did it? That really escalated
Catch 'em
quickly. Do you want to catch them all?
Anyway, back to Lopunny.
Yeah. Lol punny.
Fuck.
So the reason I'm so convinced that it was genuine bait is because they made a mega evolution. Like, who remembers this? What is going on here? I don't know. Fuck you.
Conspiracy.
She lost her thick thighs.
She lost her thick
And
thighs.
it doesn't look like she's hiding boobs behind her hands anymore. So I
Yeah.
don't know what they were thinking.
She's less sexual.
Maybe this was an apology.
Yeah, maybe.
It's just an apology for over-sexualizing Lopunny in the first place. Or like, actually, let's make them really badass.
Make them badass and make her ears look like sausages.
Oh my god, you're right.
The two look like sausages.
I don't know. I don't even know what type Lopunny is. I assume it's a normal type.
Normal has to be.
Yeah, but it does make
Its
me.
Mega Evolution looks ready to fight.
Yeah, I think it turns into. I'm guessing it turns into a fighting type because it's in the pose that all the fighting type Pokemon are in.
Mega Lopunny's gonna kick my ass.
Yes.
That's what it
Yes,
looks like.
yes, please. But yeah, looking at Lopunny, which I keep flicking to on the slides, makes me uncomfortable to look at because every time I see it, I'm like, I know what you're up to, Pokemon. You're fucking putting the bait out there, and I'm not biting. But many people are apparently.
Very
Yep.
Mhm.
Go nuts for Lopunny.
Is there anything else?
Just I hate it.
Yep.
That's all.
I never really appreciated Lopunny, but I was completely unsurprised when it started appearing all over furry websites.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of furry websites, fucking Zorak.
Oh, this edge
mm,
fucker.
Zorak is the Riku of Pokemon.
He is.
He
Could he
is.
get any more like? Haha, he's got that smile. He's okay. He reminds me of Sonic, and I know I made a slide about Sonic, and I'm sorry for bringing you up earlier than my allotted Sonic time, but he looks
It's
like
fine.
Sonic.
He looks like Shadow.
A weird three-way cross between
Yes.
Sonic, Lucario, and a Juggalo.
Yeah,
He looks like a cross between
the ponytail. Sorry, you go.
He looks like a cross between Shadow and Knuckles.
Shuckles.
Shuckles.
Shuckles, bro.
Well, it could turn into a Shuckle because it has the move transform, doesn't it?
It does.
Mm.
I
Well
really
observed.
like. I don't like his hair. It's so weird.
Yeah. It reminds me of
It's
Axel
so
from
much
Kingdom
hair.
Hearts. Actually.
I like.
I thought you said he was the Riku of this game. Hang on a minute.
I'm just thinking about Kingdom Hearts, y'all.
Yeah, it's a lot of crossover.
A lot of crossover. So Zorak's also got those triangle eyes that I was talking about before.
He does.
I remember.
Come to the triangle eyes.
Oh shit! I just turned my monitor off. I remember Zorak was the first Pokemon that got revealed for Gen 5, and I remember seeing it and just going, "Oh no, oh dear, oh boy."
Oh dear.
They do those things for a reason.
Yeah. Super. If you Google Zorak, super popular among the porn artists. As I'm sure Dom, you could probably attest to even more. A lot of and also I think it's the perfect like, what's the anime trope of like which one is it? Is it Tsundere? I can't remember, but it's one of them, and it's like that is Zorak to a T.
Yeah.
He just
I
looks kind
remember.
of comical.
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd. It's a bit of an odd.
He's not
Pokemon,
thick.
in my opinion. But yeah, you're right. It's incredibly popular.
Yeah.
People love Zorak, but it was also a really good Pokemon in the game, so maybe that partially plays into it.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why Lucario. Like, I want to do an episode on Lucario specifically, but he was like, he's a really good Pokemon. Like,
Oh, yeah.
he's in all the fighting games. He's good in the game. He gets a good Mega. He's got a good typing, and they made him look like how he looked, and then put him on every cereal box that there was. Like, it had to be Lucario everything. Had to have Lucario everything. And he even got a mini-me. He got, whatever his pre-evolution is called. Riolu or something?
Oh yeah, real yeah. I think
So not only did he get a Mega, he also got a mini.
when they pushed Pokemon trying to be edgelords, I think Lucario was a good poster boy for that. I think Lucario does have a good design, and does look cool. Doesn't look like a Pokemon, but when I say doesn't look like a Pokemon, I just think back to Gen 1. It's very simple designs.
Yeah.
Is Lucario supposed to like?
Yeah, I remember.
Sorry, is Lucario supposed to like?
No.
It reminds me of Makoto from Persona. Like
Red
Lucario's,
eyes.
so red eyes, but it's also like the spikes, and also like the black parts around his shoulders remind me of tires. And he is supposed to be a steel Pokemon, so I don't know if that's on purpose. And he's got those spikes as well.
You're venturing into a territory I can't quite follow because I have not touched the Persona game ever.
Oh, you should.
But
Shakara.
I
Shakara.
know. Shock horror.
Yeah, fucks
It's
are
just like Pokemon, actually.
It's just like gotta catch them all, you know.
You do.
Just
you
like
do.
Pokemon.
Gotta catch all the love.
I think Pokemon's older than Persona, which is a weird thing to think about. I'm pretty sure. Maybe not as old as SMT, but Pokemon 1 came out on like PS1, I think. Anyway, Mienshao.
What feels like.
Mienshao.
Yeah, this was your the
Whoops.
second choice of yours. I went,
I
Like the
remember.
first, like, Goose I could understand. This one I was just like, what?
It's because when I remember when Mianchao was revealed, I remember Googling it. I remember seeing heaps of porn of it and being like, oh, I guess it could go that way. I also wanted to bring it up because I think it's a really cool Pokemon design. I don't know about you. Yeah, it's a fighting type as well, which is cool. But if you guys don't know,
you're right.
It kind of reminds me of a like, I know this is a stretch based on what it is, but it kind of reminds me of a geisha, only because it's got those like big sleeves coming off it, and it looks like it's got makeup on its face, with the eyes and how that all looks, and I really like that. Yeah,
that's what they're going for. However, sexualization of geishas is a huge topic that we just don't have time on this Twitch stream to approach.
Yes.
Let's deep dive right now.
That's a can of worms. It's too big.
You're right that there's yeah, you're right. But just doing the quick Google search as I've been wanting to. There's a few interesting lewd pics.
Yeah, it's there.
Never clicked before.
Bianca, this next slide, do you want to explain it?
Yeah. So, yeah, I found this image. I found this image online. I don't know when it was when I was Googling Arceus. And I wanted to know what he looked like front on, so I Googled Arceus. So I Googled Arceus front on, and I found this image.
Oh, accurate.
My favorite, my next Discord avatar.
Yeah, I don't have. I have literally nothing to say. I just really wanted to make you all look at this image because I had to look at it, and now you do too. I don't know why this exists. I don't know who asked for this. I don't know why this needed to be shared with the world, or why it came up when I just Googled Arceus front on, because I just wanted to see what he looked like on those things around him.
I'm really curious about.
I literally did not even search for Sonic.
Oh, jeez. I just opened my phone back up and Lola Bunny pictures came up. Just a big butthole right there.
It wasn't good. Not good first page of search results. I know this is a Pokemon thing, and I know before the stream started we were talking about that Sonic and Pokemon website. We talked about it on the stream before. This, I feel like, is venturing into that territory, and I don't want to go too much further. I do think it's funny, just before I move on, I do think it's funny that, like, Sonic suffers from a lot of the problems that these Pokemon also suffer from, in that the characters in the Sonic franchise have been hijacked, more or less, by artists that have their way with them.
Look, if you draw anthropomorphic characters, what do you expect?
Just a correction there. You said
it's the way of the world now.
You said Sonic suffers. Sonic has only grown more and more powerful with porn art.
It's true. And everything that I've ever seen from the Sonic Twitter feed has only led to me believe that they are 100% on board with all of this, and they don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah. Sega doesn't care.
No, Sega buys
more money for them. Have you seen the Sonic TV show or clips of the Sonic TV show?
I've seen clips of it.
That's no good.
On Tumblr.
The amount of just like not giving a single shit, fourth wall breaking crap that they get to write on that show is hilarious.
Oh, you're talking about the Sonic Boom TV show?
I think so. Yeah, it's recent.
I heard that's really, really good. I thought you were talking about the old cartoon, which the only clip I've seen from it is like a PSA for kids to avoid like child predators, which is really out of place. Sonic starts delivering this speech and he's like, if someone wants to touch you in a weird place, that's no good.
I've seen that too.
Thanks, Sonic.
Sonic's right.
No man.
We got a lot of mileage out of this one image, by the way.
We did. Yeah, but please feel free to move on.
One more statement. I mean,
no, it's fine. I can talk all day about this.
No. Let's continue. No. Let's continue. It's too tangential.
Yeah.
And not really appropriate. So let's go.
Okay, Braxton. I have a couple of things I want to talk about. One, the friend I was talking to about Xingu. This was the first Pokemon that she brought up when I said, which Pokemon do you associate with furry porn? This is the first one. It's a fox, female, childbearing hips. But other than that, there's two things I want to say. One, it's cool that they picked Braxton for Pokemon fighters. I don't know if you know that, over Delphox.
Yeah.
Because
Delphox looks dumb.
Delphox sucks. Well, it doesn't suck.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Delphox isn't that bad, but Braxton's just a better design.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to say. I feel like Braxton is one of the best designs in the last few years. I think it's a really, really cool Pokemon. Definite 5-star Pokemon. I just really like the design, and if I ever go back to X and Y, I'm gonna pick it and not evolve it probably, because Delphox is dumb. That's all.
No, I agree with that. Yeah. When you were asking what to put on the list, and I was going through your list you already had, this would have been probably my second or third after Lucario and Incineroar.
Is because in terms of popularity?
In terms of popularity, I've seen a lot of Braxian.
Okay.
Braxian stuff.
I'd say yeah, who cares?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, these things spike when the games come out. So, at the moment, Incineroar is huge.
Oh, yeah.
And I've already seen plenty of art dealing with the new starters, which is incredibly...
Oh, Score Bunny's gonna be something.
Score Bunny's already huge.
Yeah.
In a very tame way, I would say, though.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Bianca, anything on Braxton, stop punching your sister. Jaden, stop punching Braxton.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was never actually really huge on Fennekin and all of the evolutions, but I have come round on Braxton, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it, but I 100% see why it has become popular with a certain corner of the internet.
Yeah.
Because it's got the eyes, or it's sort of got the eyes. They're sort of the triangular sort of cutaway ones. Extremely feminine already to start with, not needing to completely go off the wheelhouse just to make it look like something else. So
yeah.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Yeah.
We're dipping into real hard edgelord territory with this next one, which is Lycanroc Midnight Form, which I completely forgot. And then, did you bring it up, Bianca?
Yeah. Because it's talking about Sonic, and I said Zoroark looks like Knuckles. Lycanroc looks like some shitty Sonic fan art that somebody made.
Yeah.
I hate Lycanroc. It's like, haha, I'm like, my name is Sonic the Hedgehog, the evil version.
My name is Blade.
My name is
Blade the Hedgehog.
I have red eyes because I'm evil. I like 9 Inch Nails, but not Trent Reznor.
Yeah, it's very much a like a Sonic Sona, not so much a Pokemon.
I know. Yeah. It looks very out of place. Like, if you go back to Braxton and then you look at Lycanroc, it's like, these can't have come from the same game, but they have.
I'm pretty sure Lycanroc was one of the first that they revealed as well, which is really funny for Sun and Moon. They were like,
yeah, I remember that too.
Get deep into this. Have a look at what we did. I like.
It's so bad.
I like raw XD.
Yes.
Extremely raw XD.
Thank you for putting it into a phrase that I couldn't even dream to have
words that
done
I
it
can
so
understand.
perfectly. Yeah.
I'm baked in this shit every day, so speaking my language.
Yeah, fuck this. Now Arcanine.
Oh, one more comment on Lycanroc.
Okay.
Don't discount the daylight form as well.
I love the daylight form. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean in terms of porn art?
Yeah, in terms of the art, not so much mood and stuff like that. But I've seen plenty of they get equal love.
Okay.
I feel.
Yeah. Well, that's sort of the questions I would ask you for that transfer to Arcanine, because you suggested this, Dom. I wouldn't have put Arcanine in this because it's not bipedal. However, I feel like you can shed some light on this.
So the main reason why I mentioned Arcanine is because I remembered some videos / GIFs that were going around from, I think it would have been Midwest Fur Fest. I'm not 100% sure. But someone started a trend where they had a Arcanine fursuit. And now there are, I think there's 3 or 4 identical Arcanine fursuit people that run around at furry conventions just doing stupid stuff. And it's hilarious. But that's the main reason why I mentioned it, because I've seen many. You don't see many Pokemon fursuits, but I've seen quite a few Arcanine fursuits.
Okay, so included it not for lewd reasons.
Yeah.
But for wholesome
Mind you,
Okay.
I've seen lewd art of it as well, but it's usually anthropomorphized.
Yeah.
I think we can safely say that literally any Pokemon will have that art done of it. There's just some that are more
I can
popular
link
than
you a
others.
very tame picture, if you'd like, about these Arcanine fursuits.
Yes.
It's the first one that pops up.
Um,
Let me just pop it in the Discord.
Yeah.
That just came up when I typed in Arcanine fursuit.
Let's have a little look-see.
I'm trying to get this up on the screen without...
That is literally as tame as I think anything could be.
Yeah.
But it still looks extremely suggestive. I don't know what it is.
It's double team.
Yeah.
What happens if I do this? Is this going to come up in OBS? I doubt it. Sort of. You can sort of see. This is what we're working with. This is what Dom has showed
You can
us.
see it now.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see it now.
Alright, and I've uploaded another picture that's a bit more... I mean, same fursuit, so you can't see anything, but it's just a bit more of a... suggestive...
Oh, good lord.
Hang on, this is fine to show up. This photographer dude is from... I can just imagine it's just like, what am I doing? Unless he is actually a furry himself. But just seeing the top of his head.
Most likely.
It's just like so. And that dude in the background behind. Hang on.
Just hiding. I think that's the funniest thing about any footage from furry cons. Are just the random people trying to mind their own business and not be annoying and not be rude, but just cannot.
Like, I don't want a part of this. Please.
Yeah. Please don't look my way. Please.
Okay. This next one, I fucking can't believe I forgot about this one. Salazzle.
It's ridiculous.
I feel like Salazzle could do with its own episode, but let's talk about it for now. I'm gonna gather my thoughts for a second. Someone take over for a second.
Okay, so
before you start, I was going to read out a comment we got that one of my workmates really appreciates that these searches are now on your Google history and that we will now be on lists, which is completely true. I have been doing this whole thing in incognito mode. I don't know if you guys were doing the same, Brendan.
No, I don't care.
You're embracing it.
I live by myself. No one else is going to use this computer.
That's true.
Unless it's a list,
right.
but...
The ASIO agent that's watching us is probably enjoying it too. So
yeah, that's what they're.
ASIO
shout out to the ASIO agent.
Shout out to ASIO.
Shout out to Andrew Scipione. Is he still the head of? Maybe, I don't know. You shouldn't say police officers' names on stream. Anyway, he was the head of New South Wales Police. Yes. So just to. In case you didn't know, you can only evolve Salazzle. The Pokemon it evolves from, it'll only evolve if it's female. And this is just another Pokemon where it's like thick thighs is what they're going for. Very, very thin calves because it's a lizard. But they've gone out of their way to try to feminize and
Sexualize it from the get-go.
sexualize, anthropomorphize, feminize, all of these things, and it's very obvious. And it's also a lizard, which is cool.
So shout out to the Scalies.
Is that an actual term?
Yeah, no, yeah, Scalies is an actual term. I mean, typically they just fall under the same umbrella as furries, but
If you want to get technical.
if you want to get technical,
Well, because
there's a great meme about that. But anyway, while I'm looking that up, continue.
I was just about to say
I
I've got a deep dive to do tonight because I want to learn more about scaly culture because I just love that it's like scalies. It's like, yes, furry, scaly, it works so well.
It certainly does. The one thing, when Salazzle came out, my first thought was like, there are so many people online that don't want to fuck that Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I wasn't right. I wasn't wrong. It has an insane amount of stuff drawn about it because it's honestly the most, I think, sexualized. Just by the way,
It's fucking... Look at how it's standing.
it's like it even has markings on its body that that seem to represent androgynous zones. Like,
Yeah.
It's...
stupid. I hate the design. I think it's kind of
I don't-
gross and
yeah.
doesn't fit in with Pokemon at all. But that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not keen. Sorry, Salazzle.
Sorry,
Change
Salazzle. I
change-
know you have a lot of devoted heart.
change the eye and the markings on the front of it because it's like boobs are here, loins I guess are here, and genitals down there. There's markings on each of those spots. The loins thing I'm talking about, it's sort of like a V that people have as well, which is funny.
Yeah.
It seems very purposeful.
You know, this is... I don't want to like get on a high horse or anything, but it's just one of these things where it's like even if you didn't make those really minor changes, right? But then you also just have it stand differently. What the fuck is it doing? What the fuck is it doing? Every other Incineroar is like, "Argh," and you know all these other ones. Greninja is like, "Yo," and they're all like doing these like action poses. She's just sort of like,
Oh, I'm on a rock.
Yeah,
it's
sexy.
yeah. See, look at Incineroar. Incineroar's gonna fuck you up. Salazzle's just like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
welcome to my
fuck you.
world.
yeah. I would let Incineroar fuck me up, but okay.
I'm so glad we
Well,
included
even
this.
Brayson was more action packed than Salazzle. Salazzle's just gonna go fucking like seduce you. She's not gonna do anything.
So that's dangerous.
Salazzle will fuck you up, son. Not in the way that you want. Salazzle will take your money.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I watched a documentary about... Oh no, fuck, I'm not going to get into that. I watched too many documentaries. Greninja. Now, why is NIN capitalized? Is it supposed to be 9-inch nails?
Well, okay, that's much better than where I was going with this. It's just that whenever you pick Greninja in the new Super Smash Bros. Game, the announcer sort of goes, Greninja, and like the emphasis is on Nin, and I just wanted to be able to say it like that because I just think it's really funny how the announcer says it. That he just doesn't say like Greninja, he's like Greninja.
I see. Because he mentioned 9-inch nails before, or Dom did, or someone did. And then I saw...
Oh yeah, no, that was me.
Yeah, and then I saw the NI and I was like, oh, okay, I guess that whoever put this up is going to tell an anecdote about 9-inch nails for Greninja. And
I mean, it worked out both ways,
Yeah.
so we can say that I planned that.
great.
Greninja does look like the sort of guy that would be into 9-inch nails.
Yeah. We've already talked about
Anyways.
Greninja a lot on this without even giving Greninja its own segment. But another edgelord, and I can imagine very popular in the community.
Yeah, quite. Exceptionally popular in Japan. Japan loves Greninja.
Oh yeah.
So, you know,
We just
certainly the Japan side of the fandom has a thing or two to say about Greninja.
we discussed that in the unreleased episode of the show, which I still need to fucking put together. I will at some point. It's on my old PC. Oh no, it's on a thumb drive.
One day it will be. One day it will be released to the public.
One day, yeah. So when you say it's popular in Japan, do you just mean in general? Or are you talking about like, is there a separate furry community in Japan that you're talking about, or you just mean Japan in general?
In general, but also, yes, I would say it's popular among Japanese furries. I mean, you can go on Twitter and just tell which ones they are because they're writing in Japanese, and a lot of them are much more into the from anecdotal evidence, but a lot of them appear to be much more into different things than the typical bipedal furry fox animal. Very much like salazzle, amphibians, reptiles.
Yeah.
Like even more abstract Pokemon.
Like
Arceus.
Yeah, they're into some funky shit in Japan. So,
Japan doesn't really hold back when it comes to stuff like this.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
I've got some Googling to do. So, Bianca, we had a little chat about whether to include Gardevoir. I also just realised it has "vor" in the name.
Gardevoir. It's spelled differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is just like an example because I just googled Gardevoir to get an image to put in the slide, and every red box that you see was shit that I do not want to fucking see on the first page of Google results. Please, Lord, stop showing me these things. Some of them were just really borderline fan art that honestly wasn't really not safe for work or anything. But then there was some extremely not safe for work things that had been drawn and put on the front page of the Google search results. And I think it's astounding that there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 safe images, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 not safe images. It's almost 50-50. Which is astonishing to me considering like it's not even like a traditional furry looking Pokemon. Like the ones it looks very different to everything else in this list. It's a grass lady. That's it. She kind of looks like a bug.
She's psychic though.
Yeah. It's a weird one.
So, if you recall in the chat when I wrote it down, I said mostly with weebs, not so much with furries.
Yeah. Well,
yes.
We could.
And one of the images I've blacked out sort of lends credence to that because there's a picture of Gardevoir sort of mourning a tombstone that says R.I.P. Anon, which is what people on 4chan get called, and I assume 4chan is fucking full of weebs, so that makes sense.
Assume. You'd be right. We can do a full weeb episode if we need to, because there's a lot of Mewtwo shit going on. Everyone wants to pair every Pokemon with Mewtwo. When I was feeling more adventurous, and I typed in Lucario, and I ventured into the Lucario plus Mewtwo territory, and now I'm a different person. So yeah.
You're a better person.
I'm a better person. I'm a wiser person, that's for sure.
You're enlightened.
You also wanted to highlight this, which is a perfect ending for this stream, and it's also the last thing that you...
I thought it would be.
Yeah. In case you can't read this art, do you have the name of whoever did this? We should find it. It's on Pinterest. I'll share it.
I don't. Yeah, we'll share it.
I'll find
it while we're doing it. But that expression is exactly how I fucking felt after searching for the thing of Gardevoir.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
We're just about to hit an hour. So yeah, great.
That's perfectly timed.
Great pacing.
Great pacing.
Well done. The artist is Yuki-Minoko.
Nice.
I will copy this link, post it in the chat.
And it's full of porn.
Oh god, I hope not.
No, I'm joking.
It's a direct image link, so hopefully there's nothing,
It's like fucking Randy Pitchford when he's like, hey, check out all this Battleborn porn. And I was like, Randy, don't do that. You made the game.
Fucking Randy Pitchford.
However, Yokotaro did the same thing, and it was cool when he did it. But also, Yokotaro didn't like also didn't
Make
like
a shitty game.
Didn't make a shitty game. Also, didn't rip people off for lots of money.
Yes. Yes. People got their money's worth.
Allegedly. I forgot we're on Twitch.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Thanks for joining us, Dom.
My pleasure.
Thanks for coming along. That was really fun.
You know, I could talk about this kind of stuff for hours. I feel like
We do.
You've only been... Yeah. I feel like you've only seen beginning of a very long tunnel.
Yeah.
Yes, I would agree with that. But I personally shall not be venturing further into the tunnel.
That is fair.
I'm going in. I'll report back next week.
All right.
We can talk about those 90s cartoons.
Yes.
Those 90s transformation
Who
cartoons.
framed Roger Rabbit? Space Jam, the Robin Hood one, and Fox and the Hound. All of them. We can make a big list.
Yeah.
I also... Oh, sorry. I forgot what I was going to say as soon as I started talking, so you go first.
No. Well, okay, if you've forgotten.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that there are plenty of lists already online, and very easy Google search. But a couple of closing comments as well. I think whilst Lucario probably represents a very one of the highest drawn intellectual properties in the furry fandom, I think it's still second to Renamon. Digimon definitely holds a candle to Pokemon. In the only place that Digimon is still relevant is the furry fandom.
And my heart.
Oh, and Sonic.
I remember when we googled Redamon on stream.
You do not want to.
Oh, we did.
We found that out. Yeah, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
We already made that mistake.
But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this deep dive.
Oh, I definitely did. And thank you for sharing your insight and knowledge with us.
My pleasure, young Padawan.
I remembered what I was going to say, but I'll tell you when we end the stream.
Alrighty.
I'm going to stop this. Thanks for
watching, everyone. Yeah.
Have a good night.
And we'll see you next week.
So long and good night.